Well, hey there, how's it going? So, in this video, I want to talk about something something that's been on my mind a little bit, and it's been driving me a little bit crazy because I've been seeing it more and more as I consume YouTube videos myself. I just want to talk about what makes me enjoy cars. Because it seems to be different for everyone, and I'm noticing a just popular trend amongst YouTubers that whether it be good or not seems to alter other people's thoughts of how they enjoy their cars. And yeah, so let's go ahead and go over all that in the video here. Okay, so what do I mean? What I mean is, I noticed, and it's been a thing since pretty much YouTube's been a thing, and automotive YouTubers have been a thing. You know, there's so many different YouTubers out there who are keeping the, you know, street scene alive, racing and whatnot, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with that to an extent, right? Okay, so that's part of the culture that's been around cars since cars existed. I can't take that away from it. However, it seems because of social media and just the viral nature of how certain videos and content can be spread around the internet so quickly that it's altering, and perhaps they really do enjoy doing what they do, I don't know, but perhaps it's altering the perception of how generations coming into the car world perceive having fun in a car. So there's always been a veil that's always covered street racing as bad, and in a way, yeah, not only are you potentially breaking local laws by doing so, you are potentially endangering yourself and others with basically no way of seeking professional medical help if anything were to go wrong. Those who do keep that tradition alive in the car world, you know, there are those who do it as responsibly as possible by keeping off roads that no one's on, you know, and generally that whole scene takes place at night, you know, unless you get the occasional fun runs we all, you know, encounter every now and again, and that can happen at any time. So, you know, that part of it all is what it is. On the complete opposite end of that spectrum, though, you have what's now a very, very popular occurrence, these street takeovers. You know, these are just insanely reckless. I don't even know, like, as much as I love car culture, I can't really defend those who block public highways and roads when traffic's trying to flow and get places to do a race. I can't get into that, I'm sorry. And the same thing with these street takeovers. You're gonna block whole intersections and stuff. God forbid an ambulance needed to get through and someone needed to get to the hospital. Come on now. I mean, really, look at what's going on. Do it in a vacant parking lot, whatever, but it's purely reckless for multiple reasons. And honestly, street takeovers seem to fall in one of two categories. There are the people who seem to love them and attend to them, and then there's literally everyone else who knows that is the dumbest thing to happen to the car scene since the car scene has started. I know it's probably like a lot of that took place when street racing started becoming a thing, but this is a whole new level of just ridiculous. I mean, people are getting hurt almost multiple times every time when these takeovers happen. I mean, you got videos on top of videos on top of videos showcasing the ridiculous, the stupidity taking place at these takeovers. I would go to meets and stuff at night, and of course you would have the people, you know, they'd be out there freaking racing and stuff, and then the cops end up getting called, and then everyone scatters. You know, I've been part of those. I was never there for the racing. I was there for the conversation, being around other car guys, enjoying the night with each other. It was the social experience I was there for. I didn't care about the racing. I think it's really painting a negative picture over the car scene and what responsible people like to do, or, you know, I mean, we try to be responsible as possible, right? And I think it's negatively influencing the upcoming generation that wants to get into cars, because that's what they want to do now. They want to go and drift their cars, potentially risking damaging their car, hurting themselves, and hurting someone else all at the same time to do these events. I mean, it seems like they just want to show off. Like, that's the thing. It's fun to show off. And if show-offs have taught us anything, it's that they never end well. Kind of like how the Mustang community has gotten such a bad rap, because you had show-offs who wanted to drive the cars harder than they knew how to, and it just always ended badly. I can't get into that. Hey, look, if that's what you like about cars, I'm not gonna tell you any different. That is all you, man. You do you. I'm just saying I can't get into that. That's not what I like about cars. To get into more of the YouTuber side of this argument, because of the type of person a YouTuber can be, you know, they can be someone with money. They could have money prior to YouTube and afford a really nice car. And basically, you know, like they say, you know, they're the fake influencers. They're the ones there doing it because they enjoy doing it, and they want to actually, you know, make it something profitable for themselves. And they're the ones who do it for the clout, right? You know, they just do it for the attention, which is a whole nother negative influence, if you will, on the car community, in my opinion. But, you know, you see videos after videos of people building cars, and it sets this expectation that you have to have this extremely fast car to be a car guy. And that's so far from the truth, because look, I don't care how fast your car is, there's always going to be someone out there with a faster car. Believe me, there will be. And at the end of the day, it's a never-ending game. You'll never win. You might beat one car, and then you'll always run into the one you won't beat. And it's just, at the end of the day, you're just spending money after money trying to beat that next person who just got more money than you. Or they got more skills than you because they don't need to pay someone to build the car. You know, it's just, that's how it goes. And that's another thing I see a lot that's very heavily influenced by YouTube. And look, once again, if you like building a fast car, that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that these type of influencers could be potentially having a negative impact on the broad, you know, spectrum of how people see cars. Whether they're people who want to get into them, or people just observing from a distance because they don't give a good damn. But that's what I think, and it's purely just my point of view from it. Take all this with a grain of salt, don't take it to heart. So look, I like a fast car too, but I tell you what, I'm not gonna dump my life savings, put myself in debt to purposely build a car just so I can outrun the next person on the street. It's not my thing, not what I like about cars. So now that that's all out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about what I like about cars. So the answer to the question actually may surprise you a bit, may not, I don't know. If you watch my videos enough, you may actually not be surprised by this answer. But what I enjoy about cars, honestly, is the engineering. I really love the history of racing and just the engineering behind, you know, I mean, how even back in the 40s, you know, these engineers were producing cars with 600-700 horsepower. At the time, it was next level stuff. You would never see that on your average car. Some of the stuff that they were doing to be able to get the power that they did extract out of the engine. And for me, it's not that you're making a powerful engine, it's what goes into it that I like. You know, the engineering, like what it takes to extract that power from a source. You know, to me, that's what excites me about a fast car. You know, it's not the fact that it's fast, it's the engineering, what went into that car to make it fast. if that makes any sense to you. You know, just recently, since I moved down here to Florida, in the South Ocala area, you know, there's this really awesome drag racing museum. It's the Don Garlitz Museum of Drag Racing. It has exhibits set up in a chronological progression of how things progressed, the technology in the cars, you know, what kind of engines they would use, power adders. There's a whole room with just engines showcasing early, you know, powerhouses. Something that really shocked me to see in there was when they first started using these root style blowers, they didn't run them on a belt and have them sit on top of the engine. When they first started using those type superchargers, they were direct driving them from the crank, and then they had a plate with the tubing that went through and up to the manifold. It was crazy to see that, you know, because I didn't know that, but that's what they did before they started putting them on top of the engine and having the big blower out of the hood and running it by a belt. Kind of in a way, I feel like it's still a better idea to direct drive it, but it was just cool to see that progression in how they used to make power over the years, the different manufacturers, you know, how they discovered different things to make engines more powerful, more efficient, you know, like the Hemi engine and you know, overhead cam engines and stuff. When they all, I mean, that technology is almost as old as the engine itself. It's crazy. You know, it's kind of one of those things where we got it right almost immediately, and it's just we've been perfecting it ever since. But then on the opposite end of that, you got, you know, other racing programs. I mean, you got to think some of the crazy ones like Formula One. I mean, the early days of Formula One has, I mean, they have engineered some amazing automotive technology that has made its way into cars today. And if it had not been for, you know, those crazy engineers seeking, you know, to make the best they can, we probably wouldn't have this technology now, or maybe we would, I don't know. You know, and like rally, you know, you got a bunch of cool, you know, stuff that was developed for rally racing that we see very often in the car community nowadays, you know, two-step, anti-lag type stuff. That all kind of, you know, that all originates in racing. So it's that engineering that took place in these cars that really intrigues me. You know, it's just some of the most exciting stuff to me. You know, that's what really makes me enjoy cars how they are, because they do have this complexity to them. And it's like a human body, if you will. You know, they have fluids running through the veins. They're alive. They have electricity going to them. You know, there's a soul. They make a noise. They talk to you. That's what I love about cars. Now, I think that's why I have such a huge problem with the EVs, is because they are missing a lot of that. But, you know, that's not to say that I don't enjoy driving my cars. Of course I love driving. Driving is one of my favorite things about a car. If you don't drive a car, then what's the point of a car? The whole point of a car is transportation. So, you know, but I'm not really, I don't get caught up in trying to have the fastest car. You know, when I was first getting in the cars, I kind of fell victim of that. You know, I tried to make my cars faster. I tried to get, you know, if one car was faster, the next car I had to get had to be faster. You know, and it was just, all I was end up doing was wasting my money, because there was always someone else faster. And I was just going to get myself in trouble trying to be the faster guy on the road. It just, in the end, it wasn't worth it to me. You know, I started getting into cars that could handle better. You know, that's why I got the Cobra. You know, the Cobra was a full suspension car, you know, wider tires. It handled really well for, you know, having the solid rear axle. And once I started getting into cars like that, I started enjoying being able to do that, throwing them around in turns and stuff. You know, to me, that was more fun than just freaking going in a straight line trying to be the fastest person on the road. Even though the car was quick in a straight line, you know, I'd rather just be by myself. I don't want no one around me, and just enjoy my time in my car on the road. It's me, it's the connection of me and the machine on the road is what I enjoy. I think that's why I like this car too, because it handles well and it has punchy power, kind of reminiscent of the geared Cobra power. You know, this really punchy power band. And you know, that's what I liked. I love just blasting around the roads. And as far as doing things to my cars, you know, a lot of things I have done, you know, people say, you know, that's stupid, that's just a waste of time and money, you could have made more power doing this, or you could have done this doing that. It's like, I don't care, you know. I did what I did because it's what I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I wanted to make the most power, yeah, I probably, you know, on something you could do it a lot cheaper and a lot simpler, but a lot of the times I just wanted to be different. I wanted to, you know, make something special, something that no one else has, and just try to be unique. To, you know, that's another thing to me I love about cars. It's just trying to be different. If you were supposed to be the same, then everyone would be driving the same car. But there's so many different cars out there. There's no reason to be the same as the other guy, unless you really like what the other guy's doing and you want that too, then fine. But for me, I don't want what the other guy has. I want to be different. I want to stand out from the bunch, and I want to have something unique that I built, you know, like in the scheme of this car. At the end of the day, things that I'm going to do because I'm trying not to put myself in debt versus things I want to do. The things I want to do would make this less of a Ford product and more of a Karz Kreated product, because I have ideas that implement special engineering that I want to, you know, develop for this car. And it's not to make anyone else jealous, it's not to make anyone else proud of what I've done, it's just to make me happy, because that's what I love about cars, you know. And at the end of the day, I don't give a good damn what anyone thinks about my cars, because at the end of the day, they're my cars. I do what I do to my cars because that's what I like. Not what Tom, Dick, or Harry likes. No, it's what Kirk likes about his cars, and that's what Kirk does. I don't build my cars to impress other people. I build my cars to have fun and enjoy them, and because that's what it's all about to me. Otherwise, what's the point? And I feel like, you know, you can kind of separate those who are in it for the passion versus those who are in it for the clout by, you know, taking those factors. If someone is truly passionate about what they do, then they likely will not be building their cars to impress someone else, or to try to beat someone else, or to try to one-up someone else. They're likely going to be building their car because that's what they want to do. And at the end of the day, I think that's what's important, is that we all just enjoy ourselves in what we love to do. Never stop enjoying what you love to do. Never stop giving yourself a reason to keep on, you know, just living and just enjoy life. And at the end of the day, enjoying cars is what makes me enjoy life, and that's what I love about cars. But that's pretty much it here for this video. Let me know what you love about cars. Do you love going fast? Do you love building cars to be the fastest person on the road? You love building cars to make someone else happy about it? You love building cars because it makes you happy about it? Let me know. Put them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Anyways, to wrap it up here for this video, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with everyone you know. If you want to see more content like this and you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Keep a lookout for the next true car enthusiast video.